Hey y'all, it's Caitlin, and we're finally doing, or not finally, it's only a week been past, doing the answer portion to the question video I posted about a week ago. Now, before we get into that though, a friend of mine here on YouTube posted a video explaining why she wasn't going to be doing something that she usually does every week. She was skipping a week due to stress from essentially hate emails that she's been getting. I do not understand why people choose to create aggression due to the most pointless crap ever. I'm not gonna go into detail, but someone won a giveaway from them. They didn't get the item in time or whatever, and they made a big kabloo about it. For the record, when anyone on YouTube is hosting a giveaway, they're doing it out of the kindest of their heart. Most of the time, especially in the Funko community and the smaller channels, we're doing it just because we want to. There's nothing written down that says we have to do these giveaways. We don't. But we do it because we like our community, we like being part of our community, and we like sharing with our community. And every time crap like that happens, it just takes out the fun for everyone else. And honestly, there's no need for it anyway, because it's not like you guys are paying for whatever item you're receiving. So I don't really understand that. So I just wanted to do a quick little portion of this video and say, Tara from Funkaholic, those of us who know you and watch you, not just for your giveaways, but for your content, we all love you and appreciate you more than we could ever say. You and Bill are hilarious to watch, you're relatable, and in my honest opinion, the Funko and YouTube community would not be the same without you guys. So, take all the time you need to de-stress over that. I completely understand. I would be doing the same thing myself, trust me. But just know that we all love you, just the way you are. And I will be leaving a link to Funkaholic's channel down in the description box below if you guys haven't checked out Miss Tara and Bill yet. So please go over there and show them some love, because obviously they're not getting much out of the email, so give it to them through the comment section of their videos, please. So anyway, back to this stuff. So I think, everyone's had time to put in their questions. If I did skip one earlier today, so if anyone else does comment in, later on, I'll probably just put it in the beginning of whatever video I film next. So, because I'm filming this on Sunday, I'll probably post this on Tuesday. So, anyway, let's get into it. So, and I'm gonna try to remember to read everyone's usernames. So, the Mimster. Okay, so at first she didn't have any questions, and then she came back and said, "Okay, I thought of one." And she says, "Forgive me if you've answered it before," which I have, but it's okay. What made you decide to make YouTube videos? I've always been the type of person that wanted to share my interest with people. Trouble is, no one shared the interest with me. So, like, I would be telling my friends about comics in school, they didn't give a damn. When I was with my girlfriend, I would show her what I got, weekly haul or whatever. Sometimes she was very interested in other stuff, not so much. But I've just kept kind of pushing it on and showing my collection to people who really could not care less. I mean, they were okay with me collecting. They didn't, I know some people, their family and friends, like, badger them for collecting. That never happened with me. Well, except for one person, but I'm not going to talk about her. But I didn't have any friends who were into comics or Funko Pops or collecting, and I just wanted to be able to talk about this kind of stuff to people who cared, and I wanted to be able to make friends. And that's what YouTube has done for me. I found that through YouTube. It wasn't until YouTube that I finally started feeling like I was part of the Funko Pop community. And I had been collecting for a couple years, but I started YouTube to be part of the community pretty much. So, talk and make friends. It's pretty much the exact opposite of what I did in high school. So, talk and make friends. Anyway, so, next question. Completely Corey, he actually has 3. So, one, what is your favorite Pokemon? My favorite Pokemon is the original Ninetales. Uh, when they came out with the Alolan Ninetales, not gonna lie, I was a little bit pissed at first. I'm like, why are they messing with such perfection? But they did grow on me, but the Fire-type Ninetales, the original Ninetales, is still my favorite because every time that it was shown in the anime or talked about in the anime, or you know, the entries in the Pokédex that I was reading and all that stuff, it just made her sound so, say her, but so mysterious. Like, you know, you touch one of its tails and you're cursed, and it can live up to 1,000 years. And it was always supposed to be, every time you saw it in the anime again, it just had so much mysteriousness about it, and I loved Ninetales for that. So Ninetales and Vulpix are both kind of my favorites, but I like Ninetales a little bit more. What other hero would you mash Hawkwoman or Hawkgirl? She's known by both. When you're talking about Hawkwoman, it's definitely Shayera. That's probably why he put Hawkwoman instead of Hawkgirl. With like how they're doing with the Venomized characters. So this would be something that they've never done before. Now, first off, I mentioned Wonderhawk in a previous video, and I still want that, where it was one character that DC did create, where they mixed Wonder Woman and Hawkgirl together. They used one picture of her for one panel in one comic book and never used her again. And Wonderhawk was my username for years before that happened. So yeah, that's the one I would be dying to want. But if we're talking about something that's never been done before, personally, I would love to see a mashup between DC and Marvel, where they take Shayera and put her with Jean Grey, the Phoenix. If you take both their bird-like features and mix them together, I think it would be beautiful. Have Shayera around the flame of the Phoenix. I just, put her in a more greenish style outfit, make her eyes go, now take away her mask, but make her eyes go white like the Phoenix jeans usually does. I think that would be beautiful. So I would love to see that. It's never gonna happen, but it would be so freaking cool. And finally, what's your favorite kind of custom to do? I love doing complete repaints, and by that I mean not just glittering or metallicing something. I mean taking one or sometimes even two characters and creating it into something different, like I did with the Captain Planet one. I took Superman and Eugene from The Walking Dead, put them together and created Captain Planet. I love doing that because it completely transforms it. And I will say that, like, metallicing and glittering, it's more relaxing to do. So when you're stressed, that's the best thing to do if you're into, like, crafts and stuff. But if you want something that gives you a lot of satisfaction, for me personally, completely redoing a character over again gives me immense satisfaction, and I love it. So that would be definitely my favorite kind to do. The Scenes 01. Okay, they put a couple questions as well. Where do you display your figures? I have a video showing up, collection video part 2, where it shows the Funko Pop collecting minus the rides. The rides are in part 1. So the rides are out of box and on a shelf, and most of the deluxe pops and most of the movie moments are also out of box and on top of this shelf in front of me. All the others, other than what's in the background here, are displayed just like these, with the sides shown, and I have a wall of bookshelves I'm looking at right now, and the bottom 3 shelves are completely filled up with Funko Pops like that. But if you want to see it, go to those videos. What character figure do you want that's already made? So like a variant, I'm guessing, is what they're asking. Lately, I've desperately been wanting them to create Hippolyta, but in the comic style. I loved her in this movie, don't get me wrong. I think they portrayed her perfectly for the Wonder Woman movie. But when you usually see her in the comics, especially a lot of pretty much ever since Volume 2, and some even before that, of Wonder Woman, which was decades ago, you see her as a brunette with purple robes on and golden staffs, and she's beautiful. So I think she's a prominent character enough that she kind of deserves a secondary pop. I mean, come on. It's Wonder Woman's mom. If you're a Wonder Woman fan, you know who Hippolyta is, so please make her. What character figure do you want them to make? That you want to be made. So a brand new character. I could give you a list of different characters. Okay, someone asked me what my favorite, I think it was Corey, what DC character I would want as it, and turns out she's getting rumored, Zatanna, is for ECCC, so I'm gonna pick another one. Trying to think. I'm just trying to narrow it down to one. I'm just gonna go with Damian Wayne, because I feel like that needs to get rounded out. I've said it before. We have a Dick Grayson, we have a Jason Todd, we have a Tim Drake, but we do not have Damian Wayne, Robin. So I would really love to just round out the Bat Sons, for them to go ahead and make that character, please. And then character already made, but some certain pose or comics, so not necessarily a variation, but a different pose. First off, I would love to bitch a little bit about that stupid Pikachu pop we're getting. It looks way better than the original one, I'll give you that, but come on, everyone was wanting a different character for the last Pokemon pop for the year, dang it. But anyway, so different pose or comic moment. There are so many awesome comic moments that I would love to have. I'm trying to think of just one. It's really hard to think of just one. But probably, I know a lot of people aren't going to know what I'm talking about when I say a comic moment, but there was a character called Genocide in Wonder Woman, and Diana was fighting her, and her lasso was actually woven into Genocide, and there was a point where Diana was wearing this golden eagle armor that looked gorgeous. So if they could somehow incorporate that together, I can't remember, I don't know if she was wearing the armor at the same point where the lasso was embedded, but if they were able to take any fight scene from that story arc with Wonder Woman and Genocide, I think that would be really cool. Never gonna happen, but I think it would be awesomely cool. Okay, Giggle Gal. When did you start collecting and why? If you're talking about collecting in general, I started when I was a little kid. I was collecting like rocks and seashells and stuff. I had like a couple crystals, some fossils, and then mainly just decorative rocks after that. I started collecting this junk when I was a freshman in college. I started mainly with action figures and a few statues, and even though I was aware of Funko Pops when they first began back in 2010, which I was a sophomore then, I still really wish I had gotten into Funko Pops at that point, but I didn't get into Funko Pops until around 2016 probably. I would be buying like a couple throughout the years, but it wasn't until I was until a few years later that I was starting collecting them as passionately as I do now. So I would say officially started collecting Funko Pops in 2016. Candyman Rip. What pop, if you can get any of your pops autographed, which one would it be? Hot Girl. Hot Girl from the DC Legion of Collectors box. Oh man, I don't know if I could make it meeting her or not. I'd be like gushing. Maria Canels Barrera. I've never heard her name being said. But if you guys ever watched Wizards of Waverly Place, the one who played the mom, Teresa, was the same one who did the voice of Hot Girl. So if I ever got the chance to meet her, that pop, it's already my favorite pop in my collection. If there was an autograph in front of it, I don't know if I'd even be able to stand that. It would. There was actually a couple years ago, the one, I forget her name too, I'm sorry, but the Sierra Renee Sierra, something like that. I can't remember, but the one who played Hot Girl, Kendra, in the DC Legends of Tomorrow was actually in Little Rock, and I wasn't able to go, and I was crushed by it. But if I ever got wind of Maria being anywhere in my area, I would do literally anything within my power to be there, because oh my gosh. Okay. Next one, I'm skipping one and saving that to the end because I'm still not entirely sure about it. But anyway, so second to last. And this was by James Dieter. If you could meet one celebrity that you haven't met yet, living or dead, who would it be and why? Or who would you choose and why? So I've already said Maria, so I'm going to use this opportunity to gush about another person who I really, really love. And that would be Lana Parrilla. She played Regina in Once Upon a Time. She is not only an incredible actor, like everyone who loved Once Upon a Time fell in love with that character. Because, you know, the entire series is about hope, and I think that's one thing that we can all agree on that needs to be present in our lives and in our minds. And she conveyed that, I think, perfectly through it. And if you look at the stuff that she's done outside of her screen, like she's actually created relationships with the people that were in the cast, and that's not something you usually see. Like, you see, you know, people who are in the same cast or in the same show or movies stay friends over time, but, you know, Jared Gilmore, who played her son Henry, refers to Lana as his second mother, and Rebecca Mader, or Bex Mader, who played her sister Zelina, refers to Lana as her sister. You don't really see that happen too often, and I think that really shows the kind of person that Lana is, to create these relationships not only within the show, like act it, but to become it, because she wanted these people in her lives. And she's done a lot of good for the LGBTQ community. She's done a lot of good for immigrants, and for someone who's been through as much stuff as she has in her life, I admire her more than I could ever say. So I would love Lana and love to meet her, and I'd be getting that pop sign too, by the way. I'd be getting the SDCC pop that I have of her signed as well. But yeah, I'd be gushing over her too. Damn it. But even thinking about it, I'm getting goosebumps. But anyway, so Franklin FM McGinnis, you had to give me such a hard question, because I'm not good at answering this kind of stuff. If you could cast and write a hot girl movie, who would play her, and what would the story be about? Okay. First off, I would want to say that there would have to be two actors. Because honestly, as much as I love Shayera, I also love Kendra, and I would love to see, you know, a basic origin storyline. And it would have to be Hot Man too. You know, that wouldn't ever make a hot girl movie without making Hot Man. But just see the origin of them in ancient Egypt, and how their story began with the Shadow Thief, where they were in love and murdered together, and just show them periodically throughout history, you know, like a little montage, by the way. And then we get to present day, where we have Kendra, you know, Shire would be in the past, and then Kendra and Shadow Thief would be returning, and they would have to, you know, thinking of not only a way to end them, but maybe even end the entire world, and they would have to stop him. I'm not good at coming up with plots like that. The story arc that I'm writing on, I'm sorry, my ear keeps itching, that I keep writing on in my fanfiction stories takes me forever to figure out, and even when I'm just about ready to post it, I'll be like, nah, this would be better. So I go in and rewrite it. So I'm not really good. I've been thinking about this for like a week, and I can't really describe a basic, you know, plot very well, but I know that's what the root of it would be. See the origin, see them coming to Earth from Thanagar, and showing the basics of their love story and the basics of their lives in ancient Egypt, see them being murdered together, and again, a montage would be cool of them throughout history, and then finally ending up with Kendra figuring out who she is, because a lot of times when you see Kendra, for something went wrong a lot of times, sometimes in the comics, where she didn't get reincarnated at the same time as Hawkman did, because they didn't die at the same time. So she's having to figure that out. And even in the comics, sometimes they bring Shayera back in a way. So it'd be cool if she was like having almost like dreams of her past selves, and Shayera helps her through it. I wouldn't want Shayera to be a villain like she is portrayed sometimes, which they probably would if they ever made a movie. But yeah, just kind of like a finding out who you are story, basically, revolving Kendra, but still having Shayera play elements in the movie, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But who would play her? So I'm just going to say who would play Shayera. And it's really hard. Can I just see Maria Canals-Barrera and just leave it at that? Can I do that? What does she even look like? She does kind of look like her, doesn't she? Yeah. To be honest, she does kind of look like her, but look like she could pull it off anyway. But I had her name up here so I could remember it. I know it, but I've never heard it, so I would want a visual. But honestly, I don't know why. But the first person that came to mind when I saw this was Kristen Stewart. And no, I'm joking. But I am, for the record, Corey and I are the only two people excited about a possibility of Robert Pattinson being Batman. But the first person I did think of was actually someone from the Twilight movies. And I don't know why I thought of this person, because she couldn't be able... I think she would be able to play it, but not now, and not as well as some others. But for some reason, the first person that came to mind was Dakota Fanning. I don't know why. She was way too young, and even though she did prove that she could play dark characters when she was in Twilight, she wasn't very convincing of it. So I honestly don't know. I'm not really good at choosing who should play what. I'm really not. That's why I'm someone who's very open-minded when it comes to certain people being cast, because I don't really care. I wait till I see it to judge it. It doesn't matter what they've done in the past. I really don't care. So, I'm sorry, but I really don't know. I know it wouldn't be Dakota Fanning. I don't know why she came to my mind. Firstly, I honestly don't. But, I really am not sure about this. If anyone else has any ideas, please put it in the comment section below, because I'm just not good at thinking about that kind of stuff. But I barely got a plot out, so I can't get a cast out too. So anyway, so that was all the questions that people left for me. Thank you all so much for your questions, and I really loved all the Hot Girl stuff that you guys mentioned. It was really cool. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I definitely did, even though we had a little bit of drama the day that video was originally posted, the question video was posted. I thank you guys all for the comments you left on both videos that day, very, very much so. And remember, the Funkaholic, please make sure to go over to her channel, their channel, and show them some love, because they definitely do deserve it. And she said they will be back, as much as if nothing else happens. They will be back Saturday with, again, their live streams, which you guys can just go to hang out. You don't have to necessarily be part of the giveaway. Just be there to support them would be awesome. So anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Remember, like always, it's a community, not a competition, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.